everybody, welcome back. Thank you for tuning in. I'm here with the legend, the boss guru, the man himself, Alex Hutchings, to tell us about some new cool stuff from Boss. But before we do that, housekeeping things. Please like and subscribe, hit the notification bell, and links are below for all of these goodness things that we're using in this video. Anyway, welcome, man. Good
nice
to
be
see
here.
you.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
When did I see you last? Was it in Norway? I was just thinking on the way up here.
Yes, of course, yes.
But Larvik Guitar Festival.
That was fun, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was fun.
Always
I've
a good
never
party.
done that before. But it's
really
a good place. Have you been there before?
Yeah, a few times. Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah. So
hopefully I can go again because it was really fun. But anyway, enough about all that stuff. I hope you enjoyed that intro jam as well as much as I did. Anyway, let's hear about this new fantastic GM-800.
yeah,
Please, tell me about it.
Okay, well, if anyone is aware of me and what I do love guitar synth. I've always loved guitar synth stuff, so it's just part of what I love to do. Yeah. And I feel like this is definitely the best sounding synth. And I know everyone says that, but there's a reason for it. So the engine itself is it's a Zencore engine, which is directly from the keyboards and everything like that. So it literally houses one of the most powerful synth engines that we have. And the other awesome thing is it can be hooked up to something called the Roland Cloud. So there's like infinite sounds that you can just load in. Which is really awesome. So I'll show you that a bit later. Yeah. And you can combine up to 4 of those patches. Also what's cool, so any guitar synth fans will notice there's a brand new pickup as well. So this is called the GK5 and it runs on a TRS cable. Ooh. Which is really cool. So no 13 pin.
Oh, that is good.
Which is a change, you know. So that's pretty tidy. So it makes this really nice and compact, which is sweet, you know.
Yeah. Right. To work, especially with this thing, right?
Absolutely. I mean, and it's quite nuts that it can send 6 different pitches down this cable. So that's really awesome.
Which is great because that's the technology moving on all the time. You know, you say this is the best one, but it's the best one till the next one. You know, in how it is, everything moves on so quickly all the time. But it looks cool, great format. As it looks like the 500 series pedals.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I think that's why the Roland Cloud is so wonderful, because that to me is the future proof. Yeah. So any new sounds that are created by just synth people, as in not guitar players, actual synths.
As a user, you can make your patches on here, upload them to the cloud, and then I could go over and go search through them. I need something for an alien invasion.
Exactly.
And I'll pick that and I can put it in here. That's cool.
Yeah. And so just quickly looking on the top here, what's really powerful is like you see 4 parts here. So you can genuinely control 4 different patches at the same time. So it works differently. Yeah, exactly. To sort of previous ones in that sense. Yeah. And of course, you can play with different tunings. And one of the jams that we did, I don't know if it would be the first one, I did like a drop C tuning.
Oh, I noticed it was really low.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
So it really is cool. So I mean, I don't know. Perhaps I could just kind of go through.
Well, let's. So it's super easy layout. You know, you can see it as, I don't know if we can see it over the overhead. Everything is as you would expect from a Boss product.
Yeah. So this first patch, you can see part 1, acoustic piano, and I've got another part here. You can bring in different parts, obviously on the control pedal. Yeah. Everything all right?
Yeah, I'm okay so far.
Yeah. So this sound, there's 3 parts to the sound. So I can like take them on and off and show you just sound 1. So this is all making up the sound. Now I'll bring in part 2.
Soft glass.
Then part 3 has the lower register. So even just on that patch, you can see how you can start to be very creative, and blend sounds together to create your ultimate patch. And much like the keyboard engines, rather than calling them patches, they called it like a scene edit. So it's like a scene. Yeah. So you capture a scene and you can just drag 4 different sounds, and then within the pedal itself create whatever you like, you know?
Yeah.
So that's quite an expansive one because there's low octaves and stuff.
Yeah, there's lots of going on there, isn't there? So it's a big, the process itself, I mean, the processing power of this thing is probably immense.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Similarly, if I just want to do like a piano thing, I've done it where I've put a lower octave to give it a sense of a kind of a, you know, a wider spread. See what I mean?
Yeah, it's crazy. And how's the layers when you're playing like one note? Let's say you got this acoustic piano going on here. So how if you pick when you pick with your pick, how many layers does it do? Because that's the interesting thing, isn't it? You know what I mean? It's like where can I go from? How quiet can I play in the way that it feels?
Yes.
Because that's what I'm looking for. You know, when I play guitar, much like yourself, you know, it's very dynamic and very sort of. And you know, is that?
It's interesting. Yeah, you say that. I'll show you.
Because I'm looking at this as a guitar player who used to use something like this, but then got away from it. But 25 years ago, at least, you know. And now I'm just playing guitar with an amp, and it's all very responsive. There's a lot of dynamics in it all the time.
Of course.
You know.
Well, straight away, that's a very in-depth question, but I'm happy to answer it now. For any synth fans out there, whatever you use, whether you know it's the GM-800 or any of our other synths, a parameter that is really crucial for what you're talking about is low velocity cut. And because you know I've worked with the guys developing these over the years, that to me is a real big one. And the reason is, so if you're playing like a big fat synth sound, you want that to be a high number, and what that means, it cuts out any low velocity noises you don't want there. But if then it's at the expense of dynamics.
Yes.
So you have to balance that depending on your personal play and feel. So at the moment I've got that on 7. So there's slightly less, but if I decrease it, then and then there's also dynamics as well. So and you can mess around with the play feel as well, and then there's one which is no dynamics as well. So that just gives you, but you can control the volume of that. So that's quite an in-depth question.
And I guess you can probably could you layer up? I mean, it's just coming out of me, right? So if let's say you take 2 pianos as well, and you have one less dynamic than the other, you can probably layer it so it's kind of it's a bit more, you know, real. You know what I mean? Because the word
realistic.
Realistic. That's the thing. For I think most people want from these things is that, you know, I know, just to go completely off a tangent here. You know, I've worked with Mike Rutherford, Mike No Mechanics, and the way he uses an old synth like that on a guitar to play. When he writes music, he plays some stuff with the old synth thing, and then he plays some bass on the thing. But it's an inspirational thing to him, you know, and that's what I think these are inspirational tools.
Exactly,
as much as they are. I mean, it's just I find them really interesting. How people use them. And especially as a guitar player, you know, what is it? What do I do with it? You know.
Well, there's 2 things I think, like realistic sounds, like you say, and then obviously the synth sounds, which is and there are probably 2 schools of people out there that prefer one or the other. So in terms of more realistic stuff, like this, here's like a flute thing, right? I can hold it and play over the top.
You got the vibrato thing. Right. One thing is that I want to be naked in a meadow collecting flowers right now. With that music, that makes me do that.
I did see that actually.
You know, just jumping, skipping ahead. But enough of that. I like that vibrato thing. Is that so? That's all from you doing that, and how does that work then?
It is tone dependent. Excuse me. So some have vibrato on there. You can control vibrato sometimes also with the control pedal. If you're using more synth style sounds, then you need to turn something called chromatic off, which, see, this is, again, it's a funny one. You need to get into the mind of a synth player.
That's what I mean. The guitar player will always do vibratos. It's one of the craziest things. Try not to do a vibrato as a guitar player when you play a lick, and when you end on the end note, do not do a vibrato.
You can though.
Yeah, but it's in your head.
Yes.
And most players will always go do-do-do-do. You know?
Yeah, well.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the majority of, let's just face that.
Yeah.
You know, it's a control thing in your head, and I can imagine you need to do that when you're working with something like this.
Yeah, absolutely. To me, it's the age-old thing, though. This is a specific instrument designed for a certain purpose, you know, and that isn't it.
It's not a blues thing.
But you know, I mean, you can still do that stuff. But I try to get in the mind of a musician, like a not guitarist. You know, I try to think about music as a whole. Like flute, I'm trying to imagine the field and you not naked, and you know,
jumping up and down in the cornfield.
Yeah, all right.
But you know what I mean, because you have to kind of think like a flutist or pianist.
That's right.
Or whatever, an organist or whatever it is. You have to get that mindset, but on a guitar.
Absolutely.
You know, it's not something you just do, is it?
That's part of the fun, though. You know?
Absolutely.
Now, I'm going to ask a favour of you.
Yeah.
I want you to press that button when I say so, please.
Okay,
I'm going to try something here.
Cathedral organ. It sounds amazing.
So, as I was saying earlier, the engine itself, it's hard to express how like exciting it is because having spent some time with this for several months actually, you know, the Road and Cloud thing as well, you suddenly realize where the sounds are coming from. It genuinely is the keyboard engine that is used in some of the most powerful synths in a guitar pedal.
So you can download synth sounds and put it in here and play.
But of course, it's preloaded with like there's like 150 presets, but there's, if I remember correctly, there's 1246 sounds inside or like patches. Right? But remember what I said. You can combine up to 4 at any one time, and you know, create a patch from 4 different tones. So there's 1200 in there.
Yeah.
But to like I say about future-proofing it, you can go to this cloud and then there's like millions in there.
Endless possibilities basically for people to make sounds with 2 or 3 patches and put them together, and you just find it and downloading it.
Yeah, mess with the tuning, etc.
Endless, basically.
Yeah. So should we do a few more sounds?
Yeah,
let's see what else we've got here.
That organ sound amazing.
It is.
I felt like I was in church.
Yeah, exactly.
Right before I turned to dust, because that happens when I go to church.
So actually, let's do another whilst we're on the sort of keyboard trip. Let me see. I've got my patch list here. Like, this is a cool one. So like electric piano, and again, if I can enlist your great help.
My great fingering skills.
Let me try this. This is going to mimic a sustain pedal of a Rhodes.
All right. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So let's see. So. Exactly. We should be a duo.
We should be a duo,
So
that sounds amazing.
Beautiful.
Just do a chord again?
Yeah. So.
What? It sounds amazing. if you do a vibrato on that thing, just because that's what you don't really want, isn't it?
Oh, but it doesn't matter if you do one. It won't...
Because you can't physically do that on a piano.
You can. Yeah, okay, so the setting that you're talking about is, like I said, it's called chromatic on or off. So you could... And it's like having a pitch wheel on a piano.
Yeah, I see.
But you have to tell it to do so.
Okay,
so
right.
It's not natural for anyone to do such a thing.
Whoever plays the piano is not natural.
Yeah. So therefore it's comes set that way on that particular sound.
Yes.
But if I'm using, like earlier when you saw me do that synth lead stuff, you don't want the chromatic, you want the vibrato, and then you can have it. So let's go to that and let's see what
amazing. It does. It blows my mind how good the sounds are, looking at somebody playing a guitar and then hearing it back we got some Genelix in here, how good that sounds. It's like, what?
It is nuts, let me see if
and this has got you're not, just to clarify, your guitar's not plugged in here.
No.
We're not using the pickups.
It's purely
just the, what's it called again?
The GK5.
GK5.
Yes. Now, let me just
Sounds like a boy band.
Right, with this one. This is one of my favourite patches. No, so chromatic's on, but I'll turn it off. Now that's some real reverb. No, vibrato.
Yes, I love stuff like that.
That's a fat sound.
Yeah.
Now let me go and turn that off.
Because I love the SY200. You know, I love that, and the little, what was it called, SY2, what was it called? The
200, SY1.
Yeah, the one, and the 200 as well. I love those sounds, and I use it, I would use it to lay down, if I do a loop, for instance, with a loop, I would do I'll do an organ thing, or maybe use it as a bass, and then maybe do a solo. I think it's fantastic for that,
Absolutely.
But this is just the next step, man.
Yeah.
It sounds amazing.
So if you can see above, I've now turned this chromatic off, so that allows... So you can... Now, I'm going to do your typical blues...
And then
you can definitely use it. Yeah, look.
That's incredible.
That is cool, isn't it? Well, I took it a bit too far there, but... This is a nuts one, but I just like it.
Let's have it.
I just like that one. Now, for this, we're going to plug in a little expression pedal.
Oh, my favourite expression pedal.
Could you care to help there? I think in control 1, please.
Is that one here?
Yeah.
Because I can't see anything anymore. I'm blind as a bat.
Yeah, that's great. In fact, I'm gonna do it like this for a second. So.
Okay.
If I plug in that, then I can filter. Duo.
Oh, go on, yeah. Throatiness.
It's nuts, isn't it?
Yeah.
So,
I mean, you have to sort of figure out where it goes in the thing, but
this is quite. I've set it up that way, so it's very fast attacking. So just to explain what's going on, it's controlling the filter, the cutoff, all at the same time of multiple layers. So it's like,
and you can set all of that to whatever. Of course.
It's just like, it's pretty mind-blowing.
It is. My mind does get blown every time something like this comes along, and you can do all these things, MIDI and expression, and because I can't compute it anymore. I'm getting too old for it.
Sure.
But I love doing it.
Yeah.
You know, so
Well,
that's the cool thing.
Yeah, just a few other ones. So I don't know, I probably won't be able to play this. Something like that. Anyway, that's cool.
I love it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm just going to take that out.
Take it away, yeah.
Oh, it sounds great, man. And this is you're not mixing. This is just from the GM5, GK5.
Yeah.
Numbers.
Now, if you know, obviously, if you were to put it on your board or whatever, then you would just use your regular jack, and you can.
Can you run that into here and mix the two signals together? It's not like what's the guitar? The GK1, 3K1, the guitar.
It's a good question. So, for anyone that has even bothered to watch this far, you synth guys, this is for you. You're thinking, oh, I've got my Godan with the GK3 built in. I got my GC1 and all this stuff. Yeah. So if you're thinking that, you don't have to use this. There's a conversion box that you can use that will convert the GK3 or the 13 pin into the TRS.
Oh, right.
So basically, it's this one. There's two different ones.
There's also a bass pickup, right?
Correct. Yeah. That's right. So this one will allow you to put your 13 pin current guitar or pickup in here, already, and then it will convert it to TRS, and then you use the special cable, and then you can go in and use this. And because of that, if you're using the 13 pin, then you do get your guitar out. So you can have that next to it, 13 pin in, and then guitar out of there into your amp or whatever.
Okay.
Now, now this one does the opposite. So you can plug your GK5 in and then have a 13 pin out.
Into your old synthesizer. Yeah. So a product, whatever you might have. So if you need a new one of these.
That's right. And then you could plug your guitar into here and then the GK out. 13 pin, it will come out the 13 pin, I believe.
There's lots of information going on.
But that's why I said that's for the synth guys that know what I'm talking about. So that's for you guys.
And also for the bass players, you know, is that a new thing or has there always been a bass one?
There have been bass pickups, and there's I believe there's only one, but it can be 4, 5, and 6.
Ooh.
Yeah. So I have a 6-string bass because I play in fourth, and it's really fun to play bass that way. On the official video that we recently filmed, there's a bass example on there, and you see me use it with the multi-string thing. So it works great, and you just select the pickup in the box. So it's for bass players as well. Okay, really cool. So is there anything else in here that you know we need to tell people about because it's a cool product. So the other thing to talk about, obviously with the USB cable, you can plug into your dual system and just trigger anything. Now, the plug-in Xenology comes from the Roland Cloud, and you should be able to see it now, and you have access to crazy sounds. Now, it is a paid-for service. There's a free version, and there are like various versions. So, you know, you have to look into what package works for you. But basically, it's nuts. It's so cool. All the plugins and wave expansions. It's literally like the old days where you'd buy like an expansion for your keyboard and physically like RAM, but you're doing it digitally into here. So here, for example, is a JD-800 sounds from there. So like... I'll just go through a few patches. Woo! Wow! So I mean,
I just want to write
essentially-
music for 80s films.
Yeah, exactly.
I want to watch the Goonies and, you know.
But this is like literally, it goes on forever. This is like one plugin, which is the JD-800, and it has like all those patches from that keyboard.
Yeah.
Right. So I could go to like an SH-101
So these are all
a
Roland
Juno.
keyboards.
Correct.
All Roland keyboards, but you can
Yeah.
so you can have all the sounds from there in here and play them with your guitar.
Exactly.
Insane.
So I'm currently triggering it through my computer.
Yeah.
If I like a sound, I can save it, put it on a stick, load it in there, and then mess with it. You can either control it and record all the MIDI that way.
Okay.
Or if you like it, you load it into there, and then it becomes part of your.
Of your set, you have
engine,
then you sound okay. And how can this trigger? Let's say you're in Logic, for instance, like you are now. Could you use this to trigger synths from Logic?
Yeah, absolutely.
As well. So
Anything.
like just anything MIDI,
Yes.
anything that's in Logic or any plug. Okay. Wow.
Yeah. So I mean, the possibilities
Which
really
you
are
could before,
infinite.
but yeah,
They're really
you
infinite.
probably could do that before, but it's just my little brain is going, this is amazing, I want to try that, and then I never get to it because I don't have time. But it sounds great. I mean, should we have some more sounds before we end?
So here's a little horn section sound, and if I can ask you to press Control-1 halfway through as well.
You just
So
give me a little thing. So.
And that's going to add more horns as well. So something like this, 3, 4. So
that's another level of horns on top.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, so you put another patch on there.
Exactly.
Another part on top.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool, man. That sounds great. It's just, it's brilliant. The first look at the GM-800. Thank you very much, Alex, for coming in as always. And I hope to get you back sometime soon, because it's always a pleasure to hear and watch and listen to you play. So this is out now, today. There will be links below. And let's play out. Let's give them one of these amazing jams that we did. We'll see you soon. Please like and subscribe. Take care.